Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. We don't call them a hive mind for no reason. They really are collectivists, as Javier Milei likes to call them.
Los que digamos los colectivistas.
And that term isn't used just to describe their policies. It's not just the collectivist, socialist-style policies that they support, it's also the thinking. You know how the left for years has called us a cult, right? The Cult 45, the Trump cult. Well, like I've been saying for years, since day one, it's all been projection. They're the ones who are essentially in an ideological cult that requires absolute conformity. And the example I have today, what I'm about to show you guys in this video, is peak leftist cult behavior. I got a clip of every single contender for the DNC chair in 2026, where they were asked a question about the 2024 election, and all of them, without even hesitation, raised their hands like a bunch of obedient NPCs. This right here is the liberal hive mind, the collectivist, cult-like thinking of the left, visually portrayed. Let me show you guys exactly what I mean. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks, so you have to see it to believe it. Take a look at this.
So I'm going to, I have a show of hands. How many of you believe that racism and misogyny played a role in Vice President Harris's defeat? Okay. So that's good. You all pass.
How absolutely out of touch is that? I mean, racism and misogyny, really, in 2025? We're really gonna do this again? Yeah, I'd say they're tripling down all right. And it just goes to show how far these people have their heads shoved in the sand. These people are clearly living in a Reddit bubble. I mean, after all the ridicule that the left has faced, in the post-mortem of the 2024 election, you would think that these DNC officials would take a hint. But nope, all these Democrat wannabes just fall in line like a bunch of trained seals. And honestly, that's not even the craziest part. What happened just after they raised their hands, I think, really gives us the key insight. The host of this event actually joked, "Good, you all got it right." You see exactly what I mean, like a bunch of little trained puppies. "Good, you guys got it all right, now here's your little cookie, here's your biscuit." In that one response from Jonathan Capehart, the real truth was accidentally revealed. This moment exposes exactly how the Democrat Party operates. It's a literal litmus test, a woke litmus test. If you want to advance in the party, you have to 100% sink in with the woke dogma. And if you so much as hesitate, I mean, good luck getting votes. This is not a political party anymore. It is a cult, and total ideological conformity is required. And that moment honestly had me doing a little bit of a flashback. Let's rewind the clock just a little bit. Let's go back to 2019, when a situation similar to this one happened at the DNC presidential primaries.
A lot of you have been talking tonight about these government health care plans that you've proposed in one form or another. Raise your hand if your government plan would provide coverage for undocumented immigrants.
It's the exact same thing. It's a woke litmus test. You cannot advance in the party unless you adhere to the woke dogma. Every single Democrat on stage, when asked if they supported taxpayer-funded healthcare for illegal migrants, they all raised their hand. I mean, they didn't have a choice. It's a freaking woke pissing contest. And this isn't a new phenomenon. It's been going on for decades. Although it is rare to get moments like this playing out in front of us, where the cult hive mind is on full display, but that's exactly what this is. This is how the political left operates. You fall in line, or you get exiled from the party. And this is one of the main reasons why Democrats are losing so badly. Being completely out of touch with reality is a prerequisite. That's why the Democrats have such a hard time finding talent, because anybody who doesn't fit the mold, actual talented people presenting good fresh ideas and challenging the party's status quo, immediately gets exiled from the party. We've mentioned this a bunch of times before. I mean, look at what they did to RFK Jr. and Tulsi Gabbard. But cult-like ideological adherence aside, let's take some time to tackle the actual substance of what they were talking about for a second. They're still coping over Kamala Harris's failure, blaming racism and misogyny for why she lost. I mean, what a dumb argument. And what's funny is that if we take that argument, well, I guess we could apply it to the Democrat base as well, right? I guess the entirety of the Democrat Party and all its voters are actually racist and misogynist, because I seem to remember in the 2020 election, Kamala Harris was polling at 1% in the Democrat primaries. 1%? Oh, wow. Rejected by her own frickin' party. I guess even Democrat voters are racist and misogynist. No, of course not. She was polling at 1% because she is literally unelectable, at least outside of a far-left district. Kamala Harris's problem isn't that she's black or a woman. Her problem is general lack of qualification and just an overall unlikable personality. No charisma. Actually, I stumbled upon this little comedy segment from Cat Williams that I think lays it out quite eloquently.
Ain't black men that let Kamala down. It was everybody else. Nobody voted for this. Women didn't vote for her. Indians didn't vote for her. Jews didn't vote for her. She married a Jew. They did not vote for her. It was sad. Sad, sad, sad. They said that Cat Williams got more votes. I wasn't even running. So they just wrote me in. I don't know. I expected more of Kamala. It's one thing to get your ass whooped, but you still got to come out, man. She ain't even show for her own. She left her own sorority out there in the cold.
Now, of course, all the censorship that's required for this platform might have made that clip a little bit hard to get, but you should get the gist of it. It's not a race issue. Nobody liked Kamala Harris. She didn't lose because of racism. She lost because no one liked her. It's basically that simple. All groups of people rejected Kamala Harris. Not just white voters. It wasn't some grand racist conspiracy. She was just an awful candidate. And so this Democrat excuse that she lost because of racism and misogyny is totally pathetic. At this point, they're huffing 100% pure copium. But I'm not exactly in the business of telling them to stop. No, I'm instead, I think, taking the Scott Jennings approach. Take a look at what he said on X. I endorse this post-mortem analysis and encourage my Democratic friends to double or even triple down. I totally agree. And well, it seems they're following Scott Jennings' advice because that seems to be exactly what they're doing. I mean, if you needed one last piece of proof that the Democrat Party is completely out of touch and disconnected from reality, then look no further than this clip of the former DNC chair making one of the dumbest statements imaginable.
Should Kamala Harris run again?
Yes, she wants to.
You think she could win?
I believe she can. I mean, if I didn't believe Kamala Harris could win, I wouldn't have worked as hard as I did to help her win this last time around. You know, Donald Trump, and when you look at politics, Donald Trump and Barack Obama are just enigmas in politics. I think they do something different to the electorate every time they run that you can't counter. But then when they are not on the ballots, it's almost like you go back to the political gravity pulls people right back into it. That's part of how we won with how well we did in the midterm.
I mean, are you serious? After suffering one of the most humiliating and historic losses in modern political history, they want her to run again, and they unironically think that she could win. What an absolute clown show. But again, honestly, I'm not exactly looking to run the circus out of town, because this right here, well, this is exactly why the left is losing. This is why their party is falling apart. The Democrats are completely out of touch. They have zero original ideas. They just blindly follow the woke ideology like a bunch of lemmings marching off the cliff. But I guess what else do you expect from a bunch of left-wing collectivists? We don't call them the liberal hive mind for no reason, now do we? Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.